Hey there, I am making a video in response to Tara from 40 Below Fruity. I love Tara. I watch her videos quite often. Definitely not as much as Freelee and Durian, but she's pretty high up there after those two. But she just recently, put a kind of a rant video out about cooked food. And um, like I said, I really like her. I don't want to come off, strong, but I feel strongly also about her rant. So I'm going to say that I think on a couple different levels that her rant is a little bit hypocritical. And I feel like I can tell she's very energetic in this video and very passionate, I guess I could say. But I also feel like her energy level is a little bit different than, like some of her other videos, of course. I mean, obviously. But I also feel like it's a little bit maybe like a little bit scattered, and it doesn't feel like she's even, not that she's not saying what she really wants to. I just feel like it's not coming from a place of maybe where all her other videos come from. I feel like maybe there's something else going on. I don't know if she's detoxing from all the potatoes that she was addicted to, or sorry, corn that she was addicted to, or what. It's just coming off a little, a little bit odd to me. So first of all, the most hypocritical thing that jumps out to me about it, again, no, insult if she ever would happen to watch this or anything like that. It's nothing against her. This is just purely against this one video. I just feel like it's hypocritical of her to say that, oh, well, a little bit of cooked foods, is okay, like maple syrup or coconut sugar or whatever. They're not completely raw, but like a little bit it's okay. But like all this other stuff and, cooked starches is not okay. And I realize she's saying it's fine for other people and yada, yada, yada. But still, the gist of it is that she's not going to promote it. And, she also says it right there, like she's the only one left, which obviously is not the truth. But if she feels that way, or if she's looking around and there's a lot less people doing 100% raw and promoting 100% raw, then maybe you should ask yourself why that is. And to me, it kind of speaks for itself, where did they go? Regardless of where they went somewhere else for a reason. And that reason, may be different. It may have been too unrealistic. It may have been too hard for them. It may have been just impractical for them. Or really, I think a lot of times it's just not worth the trade-off. It's not worth it for people. The feeling that they get, yeah, it's not optimal, and they even know that. But the feeling that they get is not enough of a payoff, for them, or not enough of a trade-off for them to be able to say that. And I do feel like it's ego. A lot of it is ego for people to say that, unless you just have hit in the groove. You are 100% raw. You've just got in that groove. You got that momentum going. You know what you want. It's available. You can afford it, and all those factors just happen to be perfect for you. Then that's great. But a lot of people don't feel that way, and like I said, if there's a lot of people leaving the movement, that should speak to you right there. That it's not working for a lot of people. It doesn't work for most people. So it's, like I said, I think a lot of it is ego, to be able to say, oh, I'm the last one standing, like I'm the only one that's still promoting this. And that's what I got from her, not just from what she was saying, but how she was saying it in the video. So, again, I don't know her, and I'm not trying to judge her, but I'm just saying there was something off. I feel like she's coming from a different place. And again, I don't think any of what she's saying in this video is matching up. Every video I see of her, it's like, oh yeah, totally, like, love every single word of what she says that I've seen so far. And this one, it's just, because it's not about, everybody talks about the dogma, and this is where the dogma comes in. This is where, this ideology comes in. And it's not about being the only one left standing. It's not about being the best. It's not about being this label of 100% raw. She said it herself. It's about what's best for the animals. Okay, let me back up here, because if it's about what's best for the animals, then why is her number one thing what is optimal for our health? Doesn't make any sense. She says, I can't promote this because it's not 100% optimal. Again, sorry, I'm not trying to mock her or be rude. It's the message. Like, if it's best, if you're really, truly, 100% concerned with what's best for the animals, then how can you not see, especially when all these people are leaving the raw food movement, then how can you see that's what's not best for the animals? She said it herself. People are going back. If they don't have this cooked starch backup plan, then they're going to avocados, and then they're going to paleo and corpses and all that stuff. So how is eating cooked starches not what's best for the animals? It's not about being purist. And, Freelee talks about it very, very well when she talks about people leaving. Of course, there's nobody left in the raw food movement. Where are they going? They're leaving. They're doing something else that works for them. They're doing something else that's easier, that's maybe more fun, that's maybe more practical, that's maybe more affordable. Whatever their reason are, they're leaving. Okay? And like she said, a lot of them are going back and eating meat and other products. So obviously, being 100% is not what's best for the animals. If you have only a certain number of people that can, afford or make it work on 100% raw food, and people aren't coming into the movement and people aren't staying into the movement with 100% raw food, then why would you promote that? And, one of the biggest things, in my opinion, is comfort food. To me, with the whole thing about raw food, once I got past the, my children, need this, and once I got past learning about it and learning that it was the best, it's about comfort. And it's also about convenience, but a lot of it is about comfort besides affordability. A lot of it is about comfort. There's just a huge lack of comforting, warm, savory foods. Everybody knows that. When you cheat, you want to go for potatoes because they're warm, they're savory. You can have a nice savory dish. Like, if you want some kind of comfort food on raw, yeah, you can get it. You can find it. I'm not saying you can't make it if you're creative and you've learned these new techniques and all this stuff. I'm sure you can figure something out. But I think it's a lot about comfort food. And not everybody gets addicted to them. I feel like if you're getting addicted, in or out, Rocky. I feel like if you're getting addicted to cooked foods, then I don't want to be rude, that's your problem. That's not the cooked foods problem necessarily. I do realize they're addicting, I do realize there's toxins. I do realize they're not optimal. I totally get that, and I agree with that at this point in my life. But if it's about what's best for the animals, then you want to do what's keeping people in the movement. And not only that, I want to take Freelee's ideas, a step further. And, not really, because she's already talked about this, and this is the whole idea. And I'm a prime example of this point, is because I went vegetarian, before I found Freelee. But before I found Freelee and Durian, I wasn't even considering going vegan, much less raw. When I started watching, I slowly decided, okay, maybe I can go vegan. And it was all because of Raw Till 4. I would not be vegan, probably, ever. And I certainly wouldn't be considering raw foods or eating even the amount of raw foods that I do if it weren't for Raw Till 4. And, when you have people, with these egos and, making it hard, and even if it's not about their egos, it doesn't draw people in. Raw food, you have to be a vegan. You have to be like a purist. You have to be of a certain mindset to even find, I feel like, the raw food movement or in a certain geographical location. For me, being in the Midwest, United States, like you just don't up and wake up and say, I think I'll try being vegan today. Like, it's so shunned. It's so frowned upon. It's so crazy out there, extreme, everything, I always had grown up and heard, and therefore thought, that it was dangerous, unhealthy to be vegan, much less raw vegan. I mean, you have to realize these things, people don't necessarily think of it like, oh, this is a great thing to do. Let's try it. It seems dangerous to people. It seems restrictive. People are out there writing things all over the place. You restrict yourself so much if you go on this diet. Don't do it, You have to overcome those types of, mass thinking, propaganda that has gotten into people's heads from when they're a young age. And like I said, I wouldn't have even come anywhere near the raw movement. And I'm not 100% raw. I used to try to do 51% raw, and now, I have days where I eat 100% raw. I'm getting closer and closer to it, I think, every day. And I know, like I said, now I know, and it was only a few short months ago, that I was totally flip-flopping it. I never would have thought. And like I said, my kids are eating mostly vegan now, only because of Raw Till 4. People don't come to this lifestyle and just say, oh, I'm just going to jump right in, raw vegan, 100%. Oh, that sounds like fun. When you sit there and talk about being 100% raw vegan, it turns people off. It makes people feel bad. People already feel bad enough about their diets when they're switching over. And like Sasha from Rice and Raw says, if you're changing, take those baby steps. Like, make changes that are lasting and that are workable, doable for you and your family, and make it a life change, make it something that you're going to commit to for life. And if it's for life, then you can take your time getting there. You don't need to be optimal right away. There's no reason. And the only thing it does by saying, oh, it's not optimal to be, 100% raw and I'm not going to promote anything else, is shaming people even more than they already feel themselves, It's about expansion. It's about how many people can we bring to this lifestyle. And if it's truly about the animals and not feeling optimal, regardless of what the animals are doing, then this is the real deal. I don't see how such a smart girl doesn't see that. We don't need to make people feel like this is something that's harder than it looks, because it's really not hard. It's easy once you do it, once you try it. I mean, it takes effort, it takes focus, it takes change, all the steps that make change, but it's actually a lot easier than any other diet. And people who have actually tried it understand that, because you feel so great. But it doesn't appear that way. It appears to be something that is extreme. And people don't want to do extreme changes to their diet. They want to do the least extreme change. They want to make the easiest baby steps as possible. And, it's not just about keeping people. I mean, it is about keeping people in the movement, because every person that you lose, from vegan food is going back to corpses, and that's not good for the animals. But also, it's about all those people that are already eating animals and already drinking milk and eggs and everything else, It's about bringing them in. It's not about how you feel. It's about the animals, right? If it's about the animals, then the difference between cooked and non-cooked doesn't even matter anymore. Has nothing to do with the animals. Cooked foods versus raw foods honestly has nothing to do with the animals. So why make a big deal about it? If it's about the animals, it's about the animals, and do what's best for the animals. If it's about the ego, then it's about the ego, and it's about being better than everybody else. And being better than everybody else you're looking down on them, you're not helping them, you know? So you don't want to make people feel bad. You want to make people feel like this is easy, like they can ease into it. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm a single mother. I get, you know, not a lot of breaks very often. I'm a full-time single mom. I run a business. I work 12 hours, Monday through Friday. I don't get breaks. I don't get sick days. I don't get days where I can take a fast. And for me, you know, going on Banana Island didn't sound feasible for me. I didn't want to transition that way. I felt like Raw Till 4, even though people say that it's not a good, you know, necessarily a transition diet or whatever, or not, people even say it's not even, you know, something that you should stay on and whatever. It's, you know, it worked for me. It works for me. It's bringing me in. It brought me in. I don't know what else to say. I hope I've made it clear that if you are for the animals, you're going to do what's going to keep more people eating vegan. Promoting 100% raw doesn't keep people vegan, obviously. She said it herself. So leave me your comments. Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people are talking about this. It's obviously a huge topic. In fact, I will say this. I know that a lot of people say that the drama and everything that went down with the fruit festival and everything is like bad. And I agree that it was kind of like childish in a way and all of that and just silly, honestly. It was part of the reason why I started like really getting into the videos. 'Cause, like, what is going on with this drama? Like, I was just curious. So, you know, a lot of times things happen, you know, that's how it works. Things happen that aren't necessarily the most optimal things that could have happened. Obviously, getting kicked off the Woodstock Fruit Festival is not like the most optimal thing that happened to them, but, you know, even that helped bring somebody in, you know, to help them stop eating animals and drinking milk and killing, you know, cows. So even though it's not 100% optimal for you or for each person, that has nothing to do with the animals. So if you're going to say that, then stick to it. If you're going to say it's about being healthy, then you can stick to the 100% raw. But if you're, you know, like I said, if that's your number one and you're going to sit here and say animals are number one, then you pretty much have to admit it. You have to admit that. And, you know, unless you're going to say that you think that actually 100% raw food can actually compete, you know, in number wise, because that's what it's all about. That's where the focus needs to be. And I'm glad all this happened. Obviously for me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be feeling great. I wouldn't be, and you know, I have a lot of, you know, I have a lot of Facebook friends. I have a lot of people that I'm very, very vocal about this. I'm very vocal about Raw Till 4, and I'm very confident that I'm already, you know, helping people, even if I haven't yet like actually converted anybody or, you know, I know for a fact that I'm causing people to eat less meat. So it's just one of those things. You have to look at the bigger picture and you have to be consistent. You can't say it's about the animals if it's about the health, because yeah, they go hand in hand eventually, and what's best for the animals is what's best for us, is what's best for the earth, blah, blah, blah. But seriously, if it's about the animals, it's about the animals. You have to look at the numbers. That's it. I feel like I'm still not like saying it as clearly as I possibly could, because I feel like it's so simple, and like that's why I feel like she sounded off to me, because not that she didn't think it through, it's just that I know her passion. She has a passion for it, but that passion that came through in the video was not necessarily the passion for the animals. You know what I mean? Like, I know she's passionate about the animals. I'm not going to say she's not. I'm not going to even try to say that. I would never think, I don't think that. And I'm totally rambling. It's late, but this is how I feel. And Raw Till 4 is what's best for the animals. whether I eat cooked starches or not has nothing to do with any animals. And if you think that it does, please let me know. So thank you for watching. Like I said, give me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will catch you guys later.